So I was just browsing the internet looking for something to watch, and I came across this show. Wait a minute, hold up. Who is calling me right now? Hello?
Hello, Michael.
Who is this?
Just think of me as a friend.
Okay, goodbye.
Hang up on me and I'll gut you like a fish.
Alright, I'm hanging up. Bye.
Nice Sister Act shirt, by the way.
This isn't funny.
It is for me.
What do you want?
I want to play a game. I have Jonathan Majors here right now, and he can see you. Is there a message you'd like to relay to him? But think hard. You might only have one shot.
So The Call is an original South Korean movie coming out of Netflix, and it's directed by Lee Chung-won, and it tells the tale of two women living in different times, one in the present and one in the 90s, and one phone call connects the two as their lives are changed irrevocably. And honestly, that's like the most obscure synopsis that I wanted to give on purpose, because I do kind of feel like the less you know about this movie, the better it is. And honestly, like, I went into this movie knowing absolutely nothing about it. I just happened to be browsing Netflix, just looking for something to watch. Like, honestly, I wasn't even planning on making a review until my next review of The Mandalorian, and then I just happened to come across this movie, and oh boy. And actually, before I even get into my review and talk about this movie, two things. A, if you can web zip over to that like button and hit that like button, it'll really help with the YouTube algorithm, and not only getting this video, but my channel out there for more eyes to watch. But also, like I mentioned, this movie is a South Korean movie, so this movie does have subtitles on it. And I actually did just check right before I recorded this review. You can have this movie play in the English dub. However, I don't recommend that because I feel like you lose a lot not being able to get the undiluted performances from these actors. And with a lot of and with any property, like, the performance of these actors is what drives the movie. Specifically, the two lead actresses played by Park Sin-ye and Jeon Jong-seo. I hope I didn't butcher that, but if I did, forgive me. Now, this movie was very surprising on all fronts. Like, this movie started one way, and I thought I knew exactly where this movie was gonna go. I thought it was gonna make a specific left turn, but it just completely defied my expectations and went a different direction. And like I mentioned, this movie deals with time travel, and that in itself isn't an original concept. And even just the concept of this movie isn't original. Like, it actually reminds me of one of my earliest movies that I reviewed on my first year on YouTube called Don't Let Go. And it's pretty much the same premise with regards to a telephone conversation connecting two people in two different timelines. So that in itself wasn't new. But despite that, I had a lot of fun watching this movie. And I'm trying to tiptoe around this review because I don't want to say too much, because again, I feel like the less you know about this movie, the better it is. And so with this movie dealing with time travel, something I can talk about that's not going to take anything from the plot, there were a lot of cool shots with regards to the time travel and changing fate and changing perspectives and altering time and all that other stuff. Like, those were like visually very stunning. And also another thing I can say that won't tell you too much, I will say, like, the first hour of this movie, I would have said, if you asked me if the entire movie was just like the first hour, overall I would have said the movie was cute. I would have still recommended the movie, but based on that first half of the movie, I would have been like, this movie was basically a passable. I would have rated it a breaking even. And while watching the first half of the movie, I was just like, I'm not really getting how this movie is a thriller. Like, yes, there were some sinister elements that happened in the first hour of the movie. There were some elements that you could say were thriller-like, but I was like, this movie isn't really a thriller. I consider it kind of cute. It's just a nice, cute time travel narrative. But oh boy, once you get past that first hour, that's when things completely flip and the movie just really ramps up. And again, it goes in a direction that I was just not expecting. And the whole time watching the movie, again, I don't want to say too much, but for our main protagonist, I was just like, what is she supposed to do? Like, how is she supposed to fight against time itself? Like, there's nothing that she could do. I was just glued to the edge of my seat just wondering. I was just like, how is she going to win in this situation that this movie puts her in? Because it's like literally nothing that she could do. I'm like playing chess when it comes to like this review because I want to say stuff, but I feel like I shouldn't. I'm mostly just making this review to recommend this movie to more people because I definitely did enjoy this movie. And also, like, when it comes to like time travel narratives, I know a lot of people get confused, but like for the most part I don't, and this movie did not confuse me. I pretty much understood everything going into it. But there's two questions that this movie did not answer that I kind of had. Like, A, they don't really explain how the time travel worked, how these two people are able to communicate with each other 20 years apart. And then also there's another thing that happens at the end that I was just kind of like, what? But yeah, overall, I would definitely say that last half of the movie, this movie ended very strong. And I would say this movie went from, I was going to give it a breaking even, to now it's definitely a hit. But the question is, have you guys seen The Call? If you have, what did you think about it? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, if you can, please hit that thumbs up button and like this video to really help out the channel. And if this is one of your first time checking out one of my videos, please check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video, and tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.